All right, guys, Keystone put in a perfect medium or beginner progression to medium size jump line. And you guys always ask me how to hit jumps. So this is the jump line right here. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to hit all of these jumps, to go from not hitting jumps at all to hitting all of these jumps in the same day. Nice little progression line for you guys here at Keystone. Look how rad this is. So obviously we are going through all of it. And let's talk some stuff about jumps. So the first thing when we're hitting a jump is we want to make sure we're in a stacked body position. When I say that, I mean shoulders over knees over toes. As you can tell when I was hitting those jumps, I was very strong in all of my pops and jumps. I wasn't hitting the jump bent over like so. I wasn't leaning really far back. That will shoot your legs above your head. And I wasn't really open with my lead shoulder. I was really strong and closed when I hit those jumps. We got to go back up to get to the jumps. Now the body position really does matter, because if you're in a bad body position, once again, that's going to cause you to fall. If your shoulder's really open and you go off the jump, you're going to turn in the air. If you're bending over as you go off the jump, you're going to slip off your toes and you're going to land on your belly. And then if you're leaning really far back as you go off the lip, your legs are going to shoot above your head and you're going to land on your back. That is the most common way to fall, and that is one of the worst falls you can do on jumps. It hurts really bad. So go out on a run and practice that strong body position. Make sure you can make proper S turns before you try to hit jumps. That's another important factor. You don't want to go in here and start to try and hit jumps if you can't actually like ride your snowboard. I get it. You guys go up as a group of people and you're all hyped and stoked and you always want to go send it. And let's be real, tone it back a little bit, develop the skills. That way nothing's worse than coming out early. It takes hours to get to the mountain, hours to get ready, and then run to, you break yourself off. You sit in the lodge for the rest of the day, or worse, a hospital. So develop the proper skills before you start hitting the jumps. But if you are making runs, you're ready for these jumps, now we go do this. Okay, so we're heading into the park. We know we need to have the proper body position. We have decided we want to hit jumps. What do we do now? The next thing we do is we come into the park, we stand above the jumps that we want to hit, and we watch other people hit them. We're looking to see how fast they're rolling in. Now, a couple park etiquette rules, or just things. If you're sitting down above a jump, it's not your turn. You need to be standing up. You have to be standing up for people on the jump to think it's your turn. If you are sitting behind or back, they're also not going to think it's your turn. You need to be up and ready and actually in 90 degrees like this, and people will take you serious that you want to drop and you want to hit this jump. So stand here or sit down and watch people going and see how many turns they're taking into the jump, how fast you need to go. What you don't want to do is go super duper fast and miss the landing. And depending, like this is an intro, so we don't want to go too fast, and we're intro to small jumps. On very big jumps, we want to make sure we go fast enough so we don't land flat. That hurts a lot. So we're going to stand here. I watched a couple people. We say, like, hypothetically, we watch this guy. He's going to drop in. What's up, dude? And we're going to see how fast he goes. He didn't really make any turns. So, and he went really big. So I know I probably should take one turn going into this jump. The nice thing about these beginner jumps is you can go really slow. And that's what I'm going to do right now. You can go super duper slow. Once again, I'm in that stacked body position right here. I'm really stacked and strong. You go slow, and the landing is very forgiving. It's not you can land short on a lot of these, and it's not going to hurt you, and you can get used to that wedge. But then we want to pick up the speed so we can go deeper. If that makes sense. The nice thing about these smaller jumps is it's almost the same speed for all of them. So I can go the same speed, even though this jump is bigger. The way they built them is it's about the same speed into each one, and it's going to send me a little bigger. But I highly encourage you, when you're hitting your first jump, to go a speed that's comfortable, a speed that's going to get you over that wedge. And even if you just go like 2 inches off the ground, it becomes more familiar. The more familiar the situation is and feels, the more confidence you're going to have going into it and doing it properly. It's when it's so foreign, so new, we're so scared when bad things happen. Now, as we make our way back to these jumps, there is one thing I got to mention, and you guys know what it is when it comes to jumps. Sticker shout out. We got Jack with the ski version of the Evolution sticker on the helmet. If you're a skier, you can apply a lot of these skills. But if you're a snowboarder and you want to get the Evolution sticker, we have tons of colors, styles, and versions for anybody's style out there. Even if your style is a skier, we got you guys covered. I also launched Buckhouse Wax, which having proper wax on your snowboard, knowing that your board's going to go at its top speed when hitting jumps is so nice. So if you haven't snagged any Buckhouse Wax yet, go ahead and do that as well. Buckhouse Wax and the Evolution sticker are linked in the description. If you snag any of it, tag me on Instagram and I'll give you guys gear and sticker shout outs in the videos just like that. And I love shouting you guys out and giving, seeing the way you guys put the sticker on your gears. It's so rad. Now, I forgot to mention that you're probably only gonna hit the first jump your first go. So you're stacked, you're going the right speed, you hit it, then you've gotta leave the jumps going left. You can ride the rollers, but it's better etiquette to fully leave the jump line than to just keep riding over the rollers for in case someone's coming behind you. And now, once we start getting the jumps, feeling good, we're getting some air time. Next is we can bring our legs up to us a little bit, retracting our knees. You don't gotta do it crazy. You can do it a little bit. And what they'll cause us to do on the kicker, we're not ollieing where we load the tail and jump when we go off of the jumps. Once we get confident with the jump just sending us. At first, we're flat base, we just let the jump send us. Then, what we want to do is we want to push off both feet equally. It's called a pop. We're going to pop off the jumps. That's where we want to get to. So after you can get through the whole line, where you're just letting the jump send you, you can then start popping off of the jumps. Do not ollie. If you ollie off the jumps, it will cause you to nosedive, especially on bigger jumps. You'll nosedive and you will be in a body position you don't want to be. Super hyped on this 5 jump line, but because it's so friendly, it attracts so many people. So don't be afraid of the massive amounts of people. And if you really are scared, you could just let people around know, like, I'm probably gonna fall, or I'm just now learning. But to sum this video up, because we want to hit all of these, they don't progress that much. They're basically the first one and the last one are not much bigger. They might feel bigger, but they really aren't that much bigger. If you can land this first one pretty solidly, then you know you can hit the last one, is what I'm trying to say. And it's all baby steps. It is a little hard to land a jump and go right into another jump. So you got to work on that. So you start with the first jump, get it dialed, okay? Then you got to start with hitting the first jump and then going into the second one. Once again, we're trying to keep the same speed that we hit the first jump with through almost all of these jumps, and you'll have success with that. You know, you might quote unquote case like the third one, then you go, okay, I know I need to go faster into that next one. So just to sum it all up, we check the speed, we know the speed. We're in a stacked, strong body position. We're approaching this jump. We're going to pop off our feet. We're not going to ollie. We're going to pop. We're staying strong. I had to take a little bit of speed off into the second one, so I need to go the same speed. So my speed is increasing, but I'm going the same speed as the earlier ones, like this. Boom. We're still doing solid. And the last one, bam. We just hit all 5 jumps. We are progressing in jumps. We can now slowly start taking that to larger and larger jumps. I hope this video gave you guys some gems, some tips, anything like that. If you have other questions or things that you want to work on, please comment that down below. A lot of people were asking for this jump progression video, so I'm hyped that I was able to get one out for you because we now have jumps in Colorado. It's been pretty warm. I don't even have gloves today because I forgot them, but it was 45 degrees, so I was like, I'm gonna be fine, I don't need gloves. And so the mountains are still opening up, jumps are popping up. Get out there, shred some jumps, and thanks for watching. Keep evolving. YouTube really wants you to watch the video at the end of this one. It really hand selected that video for you.